this is my first time doing live, guy. Like,
I love that. This is my first time doing live.
It really is, you know.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back to Assimilate, and this is my first episode of Heard It Here First, and today I'm here with Tamoy Stewart.
Hi guys.
And so Heard It Here First is where I interview different people who are following their passions in the hopes to inspire you to do the same. So, who is Tamoy Stewart?
Who is Tamoy Stewart? That's a very loaded question. I'm a multifaceted individual. As with all of us, we all are. I'm from Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? Big up yourself, back home, I miss you, okay? I am 23, I'm gonna be 24 this month, actually. So, adulting at its finest. I love to dance. Dancing is probably a secret passion of mine. I've been dancing.
Secret?
Yeah, I've been dancing.
I don't think it's a secret.
Really?
No.
Really? I love food. Food is bae. Who doesn't love food, you know? So, I love Jesus, first of all. As you can see my shirt. Follow God. Period. Okay? Yeah, so that's basically me,
Tamoy.
You know?
So, Tamoy is very good at cooking, baking, very passionate, I'd say, about everything food.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about food too, but I don't have the skills she has. So, my next question is like, can you tell me more about like your relationship with like food, baking, cooking, how it started, all of that?
Okay. Well, it all started when I was 5 years old and my older sister was tired of cooking for me. She had to like make breakfast, and because my mom was sick when I was growing up, so my dad would have to take care of her and stuff. So sometimes my sister would like make breakfast or lunch or dinner, and she was tired of having to feed me. So she was like, I'm going to teach you to light a match so that you can cook for yourself. And I was really excited. I was like,
Sure.
Of course I'm gonna. What child doesn't want to learn to play with fire? So don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, don't. That's not okay. Don't play with fire. Well, yeah, and she taught me how to light a match, and since then I was like boiling eggs and making macaroni and cheese from the box for my family. And then it kind of evolved where my dad used to like teach me how to like clean, you know, your meat, always clean your meat, guys, you know, all those things. So eventually I started experimenting. It was not going well for majority of my life. But eventually my taste, you know, and my taste buds like grew, and I understood what food pairs well with what, you know, food chemistry and, you know, so yeah, that's where it started.
Can you talk more to like your passion for baking as well?
So what's funny about that is that growing up, I didn't really have as much of a passion for baking as I did for cooking. 2014, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, how can I make food healthy and fun? How can I make dessert taste good, like it's unhealthy, but it's actually healthy? And so that's where the passion for that started from. When I remember when I was diagnosed in the doctor's office, and I just started laughing, like in front of my dad, in front of the doctor, and they're looking at me weird, and I'm like, I finally know what I want to do. Like God kind of used something that seems like a bad, I guess, like learning that you're diabetic, something that seems like a bad situation. God used it and showed, no, like this is what I'm calling you to, you know. So now I'm like on this search to like, you know, make food healthy and fun.
So what's your favorite part about baking? Yeah, what do you enjoy about baking?
I love experimenting. It's so weird because whenever I experiment and I say I want to come up with a new recipe, after it's done, I barely eat it. I usually give it away. It's so strange. I'll taste it and be like, okay, and I'll create like a chart, and I'll, you know, judge it, taste, texture, all those things. I'll allow my friends to taste it. My roommate Erin, big up yourself. Allow her to taste it. But yeah, so that's actually what I really enjoy, like food, like recipe development, like putting things together.
R&D.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think that's actually my main passion. It's not even like the
act of
yeah,
baking.
it's actually the experimenting with flavors, and then also the aesthetics. Aesthetics is everything.
Yeah.
So I like to see when I put things together and it looks good. So I'm looking forward to even like broadening my spectrum in terms of, you know, making food look good.
What would you say it takes to be very good at baking or very good at cooking, if anything at all?
Just with everything else, just the desire to do it. But I feel like desire is not enough. there's a difference between wanting something and actually working towards it. You know, so I think putting in the effort to actually get up and say, okay, how can I work towards doing this thing? And I think just actually researching. That's how, let me tell you, YouTube University, Google College, Instagram College, and God.
Yeah.
Those were like my main teachers in terms of learning how to do things, how to make things look good, and you know, having ideas, but also like investing time and money into those things and finding alternatives as well, because sometimes things can be really expensive. That happened to me a lot, and I had to kind of figure out a way around that, you know, but just actually getting up and doing it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with everything Tamoy said. Just in general, like having a plan, doing research, like actually talking to people who've done similar things before, because they probably ran into some of the problems you did as well. So yeah.
So, sorry.
No, you go.
I want to say to you, said like even just like researching like people who do what you do, that was very helpful. Finding people who are where I want to be and following them on Instagram.
Tamoy started, do I call it business? I guess I'll call it business. Yeah, it's a business. Insatiable Foodies.
Yay.
Did I pronounce that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I've gotten so many variations with like Instagrammable foodies and so many different variations.
So I wanted to ask, like, how did that come to be?
I was searching for a purpose. I know it sounds corny.
It doesn't.
But, you know, it's facts. I was just like, and it actually started out as food photography. Okay. Yeah, so it started out as me wanting to do food photography, and I reached out to a few professional food photographers. None of them got back to me. I took that as a sign that maybe Insatiable Foodies was supposed to be something more. So I said, okay, let me start it as a blog. So it's you know, just as myself, my Insatiable Foodies is growing into becoming something more. It's a food blog, food and lifestyle blog, but also I make and sell cakes, pastries, desserts, even Valentine's Day. Shameless plug. I'm selling Valentine's Day boxes for all the lovers out there, all the single ladies and single men too. I'm
self-care.
Yes, dessert boxes with just like an array of different desserts. But yeah, so that's basically how it started.
Everything I've tried that Tamoy has made is amazing. So yeah, so like I think this is something people struggle with as well, something I struggled with. So how do you know when you have the right idea? How did you know?
Trial and error. And if I'm being very honest though, trial and error, but also God was really just making it clear to me. Sometimes it's just important to just start. And I think when I had the idea, I was like, okay, let me see where this goes, and it developed. And the way it developed, it was more so God pointing me in a certain direction. So what would happen is, I remember in 2019 when I started doing cakes and stuff like that. It was 2019, right? Yeah. I started doing cakes. I said, God, you know what? If this is your will, then send people to invest in my business. When I tell you, I had a mentor who literally bought all my initial baking equipment and everything. Then I had a friend of mine who, she's like a sister to me. She gave me an Amazon gift card. I was able to buy even more stuff. Then someone else sent me $100 and said, hey, you know, I feel like, so I was, and this is not even from me asking. It was just from me speaking about my passion to them. And I think, you know, it stirred up in their hearts. I was like, okay, God, it's looking like this is what you're doing. And as time went by over the past 2 years, he just kind of started confirming through different avenues. So basically what I'm saying is, when you're walking in like when you say a vision and you get that vision, you're walking in that path, there will be things that will align itself with what you're doing that will confirm to you, this is where I'm going.
So did you experience any failures? And if so, like, what did you learn from them?
From Insatiable Foodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, many failures. I made a cake and the cake was really ugly. That was the first cake I made. And I was just like, oh my God, this is what people paid for. And at the time I charged like $23 for it, which I got no profit from. But, you know, that was a fail in the sense of I learned from that. Like, you know, okay, you need to charge what the cake is worth, because then you need to pay bills, you need to put back money into the business.
Right.
So that cake was really ugly, but God is good because the cake tasted really good. So someone else ended up ordering that exact flavor, and then I was like, okay, maybe if I, you know, try something new, try different like designs. That's when I ended up watching more videos and stuff like that. And then I even failed in that cake too. So each cake, honestly, each cake failed in some way, shape or form, but I don't really see it as a failure, more so something to learn from and improve. So each time I did a cake, I would learn.
So what are your goals for Insatiable Foodies for 2021?
Ooh. So as I said before, I'm doing the Valentine's Day boxes, but I also wanted to extend it to like birthdays, anniversary, where I have like a dessert box filled with assorted baked goods and pastries. But also I wanted to take it more seriously in terms of the blog, having my blog up, putting recipes that I created. Hopefully, I've been working on my recipe book for years now, so hopefully maybe this year, maybe if it's God's will, this year I'll come up with a cookbook. Hopefully,
that would be amazing.
That'd be really nice. That'd be a good goal. But yeah, also I'm hoping to start a YouTube channel as well, centered around food and eating and just eating.
We love those. We do.
So again, this year my intention is to make my first wedding cake.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily even if someone doesn't order it.
I guess we've kind of done this as we kept going through, but like, what tips do you have for people who want to follow their passion and maybe even monetize it?
Just starting is a good place to go. Just start. I think also to surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded. I think having friends who also have, drive and passion and want to do what they want to do is also a good thing. I would say definitely research, find out the cost of things, find out, again, research in terms of what are other people doing, what are people in your field doing, and I think also too, what if your passion is that you want to be able to help homeless people, for example, then you have to say, okay, what's my second passion that can be monetized to help that goal?
Right.
So I think everything can be monetized.
Right. And I mean, I feel like I can jump in a bit because, I'm a marketing major.
Yeah.
So I'd say, like, as Tamoy said, definitely researching what other people are doing. And if it's, like, a passion, like, a business type of thing, you can also think about how you're gonna stand out. Like, why should people buy from me rather than buy from Tamoy, for example?
That is so good. Yeah.
Other things you need to think about, definitely the costs of just buying everything, and really think ahead. I'd say, like, you have to think ahead. It's not just like only upfront costs. Like, if it's something you have to keep investing in, like making sure you have like a reserve into your business.
I think that's important too. I think when I just started, I was making the mistake of when I was getting paid, I'd use that money to directly pay bills or do this or do that, which is important. Yeah. But instead, even right now as I'm speaking, I'm literally learning to look at that profit and say, okay, which of this, how much of this will I pay to myself? Right. How much of it will I put back into the business?
Thank you so much, Tamoy.
Thank you for having me.
The first guest on Heard It Here First. So yeah, you heard it here first. So definitely follow us. That things should be somewhere over here. Since you got this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions for Tamoy, you can definitely DM her. Or you can put in the comments, and go follow your passions. We've given you many tips today, so just do it. Literally just start it. Just do it.